What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and we are back to talk about love and marriage Huntsville. So I want to start this off by apologizing to y'all. I haven't been off in a couple of days. Just pray for you, girl. This is the first day I've been able to get home and do some things. Some things going on in my family I don't want to get into, but your prayers are very much so needed. Okay, just pray for your girl. All right, but we are here to have a good time and talk about love and marriage Huntsville. And this last episode full of foolishness. So let's just get on into it, shall we?
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming here with a force. Yes, blessing the reap and we coursing on.
All right, y'all. So this is episode 9, ready to pop off. Okay. Let me say this. This episode was I'm glad that Kimmy brought awareness to your sex drive during, going through such a tumultuous thing with her health. However, did we need 2 scenes of it? I don't know if we needed 2 scenes to kind of drive it home. I don't know. But as much as of a support as I am to Kimmy and her growth and her health and getting better, I think that we missed the bar with that. Okay, but we're going to get into that. So the episode starts off where Marcel comes home. He's talking to Tisha in the little house on the prairie that they live in, but they seem to be packing up the little house. Shouldn't take them very long. It's very small. And they don't ever clean up anything. So all they have to do is go around and throw things in the trash, clean the house up, then put your clothes in the bag. That'll probably take them no time because they don't, if you really look at it around the trash, they ain't really got nothing in their house. So, that should be quick for them. But moving on. They get to talking about the whole situation with Marcel and Tiffany, okay? So since Marcel and Tisha don't have anything to talk about, they talking about this, okay? So here's my thing with Marcel. Yes, Tiffany came to Black to talk about the situation. Talk about this parade with Martell, right? But just because they were in your establishment, I feel like Marcel was way too involved. Like he had way too many opinions about the whole situation. And she wasn't even there to talk about you. They didn't even talk about the parade that Martell was supposed to be in. They were sitting there talking about this whole charade with Sheree. And let me tell y'all this. My thoughts on this whole Martell and Sheree thing, we're not invested in this relationship because obviously Martell is not invested in the relationship. So I don't even understand why anybody is getting mad that Tiffany is messy. Absolutely. But let me tell y'all something about Tiffany. She is a very necessary tool to this cast because since everybody knows each other, Martell got stuff on everybody. They're not going to talk about what's really going on. Nobody gonna dime nobody out. And in real reality TV shows, there's gotta be somebody that's willing to go there. And with Tiffany, she's gonna help to drive the point. She's gonna help to get the information out. Because let's just really talk. Tiffany asking Sheree those questions, did that really bother Sheree? No. Sheree has been on reality TV for 50,000 years, okay? Sheree is in her 50s. She knows how this goes. Hell, she was on reality TV with damn Nene. So she knows this ain't her first rodeo. People going to ask you questions. People are going to go there with you. So that conversation really needed to just sit with Sheree and Tiffany. I don't even know why Martell needed, because he's such a damn queen, like Mel has already confirmed. Why are you even going and wanting to have this conversation? And then Marcel adding his Bubba Gump lips into the situation. Nobody asked you to be a part of it. Just because they were at your establishment doesn't mean that you have to get messy and be all doing all the extra that you were doing, calling Tiffany crazy and saying, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Do you really feel like this? You acting like a Karen. You acting like a Karen too, Marcel. Because most people that are Karens, they getting in other people's business that don't got nothing to do with them and think they in control. And that seems to be you most of the time. So I don't understand why Tiffany is just getting. And my thing is, all of them were acting like fans when they saw Sheree. All of them were so, oh my gosh, Sheree is here. Oh my God. Instead of y'all getting in there asking the real questions that people want to see. That's why this show is going to die off. It is. The future, Love and Marriage Huntsville as we know it is going to end because of the simple fact that there are not enough Tiffany's on the show. Period. People talk trash about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and all the Housewives shows, but there is a Giselle on every cast. A Giselle and a half, if you will, because everybody else does their part by asking questions to keep the storylines going along, right? Keep it real interesting. This show is getting real dry because nobody wants to have a real conversation. Nobody wants to ask the real questions. Everybody wants to hide their mess. Everybody wants to pretend like there's something that they're not on this show. Like Marcel and Tisha in this moment. Y'all sitting up here packing up your freaking house for what? Y'all moving into an apartment. Why are you moving out of the little house on the prairie? Oh, because it's going to take you 3 or 4 years to build Scott Manor. Let me tell you something. It ain't never took. Unless y'all building the damn Taj Mahal. Okay? What's that? There was a movie, The Queen of Versailles. It ain't even take them 3 or 4 years to build Versailles. Y'all ain't living in nothing like that. So why is it going to take y'all 3 or 4 years to build your house? Is it because you really don't have the money to build it? Because y'all are going through allegedly a bunch of lawsuits right now where you can't afford it? So y'all moving into a damn apartment? Y'all want to renovate this house. Why don't you renovate it so it's nice enough so y'all can move back into it and pay for it? I don't know if it's paid off or not. But for y'all to be moving into, y'all supposed to be so abundantly, y'all got all this money. Y'all getting family crests made, like Marcel said in his interview with Carlos and all that. It's given very much perpetration. You got all these cars and carrying on. Y'all spending, it's very wasteful. Tisha shopping, you buying cars, y'all getting sued allegedly. It seemed too much. It's just y'all are looking very irresponsible, Scott's 1.0. But y'all do what y'all do and y'all do listen. So Marcel comes in talking about this whole situation with Tiffany and how Tiffany was talking about all this stuff with Sheree and was asking all these inappropriate questions. And you know how she asked Martell about his sex partners and all this, that, and the third. And then he alludes to Tiffany having a bunch of sex partners he was like, yeah, what if somebody asked you about your sex partners, just even within the last year? So here y'all go trying to perpetuate this BS that Tiffany is cheating on Lou. Okay, cool. If we got to talk about it, we got to talk about it. We got to explore all pieces of information in the show, right? Right? We got to talk about it. So when we going to talk about what you do, the 20 women, Alonda, now allegedly you was sleeping with Tisha's makeup artist. When we gonna talk about this stuff? Here's my problem with Tisha and Marcel in the Little House on the Prairie. Y'all want to talk about everybody else's shit, but you don't want to talk about your own. Y'all are the epitome of the pot calling the kettle black. Nobody, and I'm not talking about your restaurant or cigar lounge. Okay? Here's the thing. Don't do all that. Don't try to bring somebody else's stuff out if you don't want yours aired out. You could talk about, listen, I don't want to hear it. Talk about what's going on with you. That's the thing. It's too much of people hiding behind other people in this show. That's why the show is going down to the down to the down to the ground. It's not authentic anymore. Some of these scenes we can tell are very pushed, very rushed, very inauthentic. And it's really getting annoying. It really, really is. Flora Mercury says the baby shower was in poor taste and not something any decent person would want as part of their pregnancy journey. Right. Why are y'all bringing all this mess to somebody's daggone baby shower? But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So Tisha, of course, is happy to be delving into the drama right along with Marcel, you know, because she's already talked about it in a previous episode with Kiki, where, you know, they're alleging that Tiffany has some outside relationships with other men, you know, other than Lewis. So here's my thing. Okay, if y'all are going to bring it out, say who it is, because y'all blanking people's names out and all this, that, and the third. If the person can't come on the show or they can't defend themselves, they can't be talked about because they're not on the show, then don't even tell us about it. This shouldn't even be a storyline that's being put forth. We don't care. I'm not invested in whether Tiffany is cheating on somebody. Who cares? Y'all just want to stop her from talking about y'all bullshit. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Y'all want to hide y'all bullshit. Tisha want to get everybody off for talking about Marcel out here dick diving and whoever will allow him to get up in it in credit one. And, you know, Kimmy is talking about this whole situation with the sex drive and stuff. And that may be a precursor to her kind of giving Maurice an excuse to go out here and do whatever he want to do. Who knows? I don't know. But again, y'all seem to be coming down on Tiffany and talking trash about her and her airing out different grievances and talking about the things that people actually want to hear about. Is Tiffany messy? Yes. But is she necessary? Absolutely. Because none of these people are driving the story home. And it's getting quite annoying and boring. But moving on from Tisha and Marcel, because they ain't talking about shit anyway. Their house gonna take 10 years to build because they ain't got no damn money, in my opinion, to build it. Don't just buy a house that's already put together if that's what you have money for. I think that they are doing too much of trying to perpetrate being rich, perpetrate success, and they're really not as successful as they're acting like they are. But hey, y'all want to keep on being the great pretenders. Y'all gonna be pretending off of this show once it's canceled because nobody wants to keep seeing y'all faking the funk. Moving on. So Tiffany in the next scene goes to have a conversation with Lewis about what just happened at Black. Okay. So Tiffany, let me say this. You got yourself in this situation because of the questions that you asked. Am I glad that you asked Sheree? Hell yeah. Because I feel like everybody was like, oh my God, Sheree Whitfield, the Z-list celebrity, is in Huntsville. Oh my God. But they were so busy, so excited that she was there that they're not asking the necessary questions. If this is a real relationship and she's supposed to be a part of y'all little crew now because they're in a relationship, they're moving towards something. Martell been telling everybody all over the world he want to get married by the end of the year. So since you're the one that's on public display because he don't even want to be in the video at the department store with old Gator Mouth, he don't even want to talk about her or be seen with her in public. But yet he's street walking you. So it's contrary to popular belief. Everybody is thinking that y'all gonna be the one that's gonna be together. So if this is what he's thinking, that this is going to be my next wife or whatever the case may be, or he telling you that you a good wife material and that you can, he can see himself with you protect him and all this, that, and the third, I would think they would want to ask you more questions to get to know you. Because don't nobody know you just off of what they saw on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Tiffany was the one that drove that home. I don't get it. These people don't know how to do this show right. It's very evident. So Tiffany has this conversation with Lewis. Let me tell you something about Tiffany. I would never be a Tiffany where she in the confessional was like, oh, I just love how Lewis, he always protects me. Okay, but don't get your man in the middle of some bullshit. That's what you need to not do. I feel like Tiffany is the type of person or the type of female that talks a whole bunch of trash, right? She knows she's pregnant. She knows nobody can do anything. Not to say that this is a big enough ordeal where somebody should be wanting to fight Tiffany. Because at the same, like I said earlier, Sheree has been on reality TV for a long time. She knows how this thing goes. She would be fighting every episode if she was all but her over somebody asking her a couple questions about her relationship. Like, she's probably had worse asked about her with Tyrone. And she's had worse displayed with her ex-husband Bob on the show. So I'm really not, thinking that this is a big ordeal. Tiffany asked questions. She told Lou the questions that she asked. Now, while Lewis is they always going to protect her because that's his wife, I do feel like she's constantly putting him in situations where it's just not necessary. But again, she didn't expect for two dudes to be chowing down on her over a situation where she had a conversation with another female. Now, I get Martell having some type of feelings or whatever, but I really don't get him having any feelings because you don't really rock with Sheree like that. So why do you even care about her asking these questions? You haven't shown us that you really are well invested in this relationship. So you shouldn't even care about her asking those questions. It's given he really wants to, he thought that Sheree was going to be somebody that Melody would be jealous of. And he was going to, he doing anything to get under her skin at this point. But Melody could give two shits about who the hell this man is dating. She has moved on. And let me tell y'all something. I'm going to say this. I think Melody is dating that man that was in her music video. Y'all go back and match some watches up. But that's alleged and in my opinion, okay? That's what I think. And if that's the case, that man is fine. And he is a true gentleman outside of, and he actually depicts what Martell looks like he's trying to put on a front to do. This man looked like he really got it going on. Kids and, in college, successful and doing their thing. They're older. I think he has some small kids too. But anyway, getting off of that man. I think that maybe Martell knows who the man is that Melody is dating, and he's just trying to make her jealous with Sheree. And my thing is, you're not making nobody jealous because you're a clown. And Sheree, I mean, again, I don't want to put Sheree down, but she's definitely not the one that you want to try to use to put somebody else to shame. Because Sheree is not responsible financially, just like it seemed like Martell isn't, in my opinion. She took forever to get Chateau Sheree together because of her finances. And what has Sheree even done? So why on earth would Melody be jealous of her? I don't understand. It's given. What are we doing right now? What is this even all about? So Tiffany is, like I said, sharing her story with Lou, and Lewis is like, you know what? Two grown men talking to my wife about some woman's business. Yeah, I'm going to have a conversation with them. This is going to get dealt with. And you know what? I'm happy that Lewis is portraying being a man, right? Standing up for his wife and all of that. But what I would have liked to see in that moment is for him to say, you was dead wrong for that. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. I'm gonna talk to the guys because at the end of the day, they shouldn't have come at you the way that they did. And I I can understand that. Now he has to go and defend his wife. That's just what he has to do. But I didn't like, and we're gonna talk about this when we get to the end of the episode. I didn't like how he was kind of like drawing back, defending her. Then hey, but I'm still your friend, guys. Hold on. It's like, Lewis, if you're going to protect her all the way through and through. Pick a side, and going on with it. Okay. But yeah, Tiffany is on here stirring up trouble. She's stirring up shit in her relationship. She's stirring up shit with the men. It's like, girl, okay, get this. Does your arm hurt from the spoon that you keep in the pot? It's just a lot. I get it, but it's a lot. Moving on. In the next scene, we have Kimmy in the car with Maurice. They're talking about her, last bit of treatments that she has coming up, how her eyebrows are growing back, hair is growing back in other places as well. And she's pretty excited about that. She's excited about getting her hair back and if you will. And I'm excited for Kimmy to explore getting healthy once again. I just really want Kimmy to, I can't wait to see her fully on the 100% on the other side of this, and then continue to do whatever she's doing to keep herself healthy and well to prevent this thing from coming back. Okay. That's really what my prayer and my wish is for her. So throughout this conversation, she begins to talk about her sex drive and how it's been very, very low. Like even when she's having sex with Maurice, she kind of faking it a little bit. Like she's kind of uncovering that she's not really enjoying it as much as she is pretending to enjoy it when she's with Maurice. And you know what? What I would have liked to see from Maurice in this moment, let me just talk about how he responded. So Maurice responds by saying, well, if you're not having a good time as much, why are you pretending? Like, I would rather you just say no or whatever the case may be instead of, acting, or if you will. Are you sure you're pretending? Like, his little ego was really, really hurt at this point. And my thing is, I would have liked to hear him say, you know what? We don't even have to have sex if that's the point. My goal is for you to feel better. My needs are to the side right now. Obviously, you're fighting for your life. I'm not worried about that right now. Listen, I'll go get me a pocket puss. Okay? Let's go to the toy store. You can pick out whatever toys and I'll have a session by myself. Heck, you just make me feel good by watching if you want to. But I listen, I'm more worried about your health. I'm not worried about me and all that. I'll get off the best way I can at this point. My main concern is your health. That's what I would have loved to see him say versus him defending his ego. Like, he was more worried about the fact that she was faking it. Now, I applaud Kimmy for being honest in this moment and sharing with him that she was faking it or whatever the case may be. And she was basically trying to tell him that because she's like, listen, you trying to go to Pound Town with me and I'm sick. I'm really going through something right now. Like that ain't really top of mind for me. So I'm glad she had the conversation, was fully transparent with him. But I'm really upset and annoyed that Maurice continues to think about himself mainly in this relationship. Like, I was not excited. I haven't been excited seeing Kimmy still cooking and cleaning up the house and she's going through chemo. He didn't even put chores on the list for Monster's list. He's not supporting her in that way. So it's like he wants to pretend like he's supporting her by going to some to her chemo treatments with her, if you will, and all that stuff. But outside of that, he's really not a supportive husband. This man is very selfish and chauvinistic, and it's very annoying. I don't even know how Kimmy is in a relationship with him. I could not deal with him because he tries to talk in riddles and he spews a bunch of bullshit, and I just couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with him. It's just like, sir, put your ego away because I really don't give a damn. Okay, take it to Jesus because I don't give a. That would be my conversation with him consistently. Let's get into some of these comments. 41 and Fit says, good afternoon, Shay and chat. What's up? 41 and Fit? How you bees? Beautiful Butterfly says, I may be wrong. I worked oncology for several years and sex shouldn't occur during chemo. Wow. See, and that's another thing. And here's my thing. I think Kimmy is forcing herself to have sex with him because she don't want him to go out here and cheat on her. But that shouldn't even be a concern of hers. Like, he shouldn't even make her feel like that if that's how she feels. I don't know. This is just my opinion. We talk about him and they talk about him in brothels and all this, that, and the third. Sex just seems to be such an important entity to him that it seems to be so much more important to him than his wife's health. And that's messed up. It truly is. And I feel bad that she feels like she has to put herself out there like that to try to, keep her man in check sexually or please him so that nothing happens. Let me tell you something. I don't think he pleasing her outside of the chemo before she found out she had cancer. Okay? Because, listen, I think Kimmy done perfected faking it. That's what I think. But that's just my opinion. But I'm gonna leave that alone. I think, any man that want to have sex that much in a day is a quick pumper. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of rabbit fucking going on up in there. He humping. I can see him humping real fast, and then he done. Yeah, you want to have sex several times a day because that's how you giving it. You ain't pleasing your woman. If you pleasing your woman, you gonna be too damn tired to be trying to be fucking all damn day. I'm just saying. So when it's all about you, and my thing is, how your ball sack fill up again that quick? Where you just so ready to love again? Maurice full of shish. That's what he is. And he need to be more worried about his wife's health than getting his rocks off. Okay? Period. Big Lou is the only man on the show. I agree. Because his first reaction was to protect his wife. And none of these other men, males, if you will, on this show, that's never their real first reaction. Their reaction is always to, how can I embarrass my wife today? How can I make my wife look like a fool on national TV? And how can I do it better than my counterparts? Because I gotta go up against them. So I know they're doing the same thing. That's the main thing that Marcel, Maurice, and Martel does. How can I make you look like a fool today? That's the biggest thing they do. Lewis is the only one that shows that he loves his wife. He's unapologetic about it, and he's always going to be there for his family. These other people want to pretend that's what they're doing, but that's not what they're doing. Mishi Love says Marceau was just getting his lick back. Yeah, but for what? For what? Because what you're doing is real. Y'all just don't want to admit it. In my opinion, I think Marceau is cheating on, has cheated on Tisha. I think he has. I think he is. I think he's getting away with it, and he's been so consistent in getting away with it that that's the MO of these men on this show. Let's not talk about what I'm doing. Let's just talk about why you're trying to snitch on me. Why are you trying to? That's what they focus on. Who told you to tell? Who told you that you had the authority to air me out? Not I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. It's don't tell nobody that I'm doing what I'm doing. And you're the problem for trying to tell. That's the MO of all of these men. Not I'm going to stop being a sleaze bag, but I want to cut off the person or cut the cancer, if you will, of the person that's trying to snitch on me all the time, because they're the problem, not me. And that's what I think Marceau looks at Lewis and Tiffany as. He knows that they're going to be the ones that's going to bring out, or Tiffany, if you will, is going to be the one that's going to bring out all of their indiscretions. Because the core six, if you will, as most people call them, they're not going to air each other out. Mel and Martel have been the only ones on this show that has been fully transparent with their life. And at this point, their story is finished. We're tired of that. Everybody else need to come on out with their damn truth and stop playing around. Michelle says Tiffany is messy. She should be ashamed of herself. Her husband always has to defend her. Yeah, but you know what? You're right. And I think she should stop putting him in situations where he has to defend her like that. But also, them two men shouldn't have been coming for her like that. That was just team too much. Michelle says, I don't care about Marceau and Tisha. They are frauds, period. Bobo Anderson says, all cap. Yep. Everybody on this show, capping. Each and every last one of them in some shape, form, or fashion. Michelle says Mel isn't jealous of anyone. No, she isn't. Mel has moved on with her life. And that's what I would really like to see everybody else doing. Because they seem to be so consumed with what she's doing that they can't, really be engrossed in what they're doing. All right, so Flora Mercury says Martel is yet to realize that he is divorced, which means he's free to do whatever with whoever. Yeah, and I'm like, why are you so busy trying to hide what you got going on with Sheree? Melody don't give a damn. I promise you she don't. Melody is living her best life, going on vacations with her dude. She is not thinking about you, sir. And not in the least bit. She wants you to stop taking her to court and wasting her damn 7th Avenue money. Paying lawyers. That's what she wants you to do. Because the reality is, let's just really be real about it. Martell wants money from the sugar mama line because he feel like, oh, I'm the daddy, I should get paid. No, the fuck you shouldn't. Did Mel get paid from your book that you so-called wrote, Voyage to Canada with the kids? Is Mel getting paid off of that? No. Anything that you do with your children, that doesn't mean that your former spouse or the other parent should get paid for it. No, sir. Get a job, get a life. And that's just my opinion of what he's doing. Moving on. Michelle says Maurice is selfish and self-centered. Girl, child. Maurice is a clown. And I'm telling you, Maurice probably got a little dick. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm pretty sure he do. Because anybody, you are really giving quick pumper, little dick energy. Because you shouldn't have if you got that schlong and you swinging and slanging it like you supposed to, one hit a quitter is enough. Because ain't nobody that's swinging and slanging that D like they supposed to want to be humping all day. Because it's too long and strong to be using it that many times a day. I'm just saying. Flora Mercury says Maurice is now going to be stuck thinking she has always been faking going forward. He's going to feel the same. But you know what? Who cares? She shouldn't have even had to have that conversation with him. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. I think she should have had a conversation with him about her sex drive. She shouldn't have had to fake it with him. She should have just told him, you know, my sex drive is very low. How can I accommodate you where we're not really having sex as much because I'm not really enjoying it because I'm obviously going through treatment. What can we do to help you get pleasured without you out here going to brothels? That should have been the conversation. Flora Mercury says Kimmy's type is Martell and Maurice, hence their friendship. Child, right. Toxic. That's what she like. Me, she love says because he's a petty B and he and Tisha don't like being called out. Right. They never gonna tell the truth, but they want to be all up in everybody else's business. Mary Branson says quick draw McGraw. Right. Period. A quick pumper. That's what he is. Rabbit humping. Real fast, real quick. Okay. So moving on in the next scene, Kimmy is in talking to Andrea again about this whole situation with Maurice and her sex drive going down. No disrespect. I'm glad that Kimmy brought this up because, you know, a lot of people should know. They should be having that conversation. If you're dealing with a spouse or a partner that is going through such a thing, you know, this should be brought to the forefront. This is something that awareness needs to be brought around. However, we did not need 2 scenes for this. I'm sorry. I don't know if they just really wanted Andrea to film. I saw in someone's comments that Andrea is Neville, which is a photographer that Melody and Martell have used in the past. They're all friends with Neville and Andrea is an architect that has worked on projects with Mel and Martell. So she is friends with everybody in the friend group, I assume. So, but she's in this scene with Kimmy. I guess they're closer. So, or close as well, because she decided to film with her. But moving on, she's talking about this. I don't know if they're going to try to introduce Andrea and Neville at some point. So this was her introduction. But Andrea seemed very uncomfortable on camera a little bit. Like the conversation was a little dry coming from her. Maybe she's not used to the cameras, but I was just like, this was her introduction. I don't know. But yeah, they just pretty much talking about the same thing she was talking about with Maurice. And again, while I'm glad that she brought it out, I really don't think we needed 2 scenes talking about that. So I'm not even going to dive into it. So moving on, we go to the baby shower. Okay. So let me tell y'all, this baby shower was a total shit show. So as soon as these cackling hens get up in here, they sit down talking shit right off the bat. So they sit down. Tisha is talking about the whole Shay and Tiffany situation. Mind you, y'all are at this girl's baby shower. And the first thing you do before you put the drumstick to your lip and the celery stick in the ranch dressing is talking smack. I'm like, damn. Can y'all get the gifts open first before y'all come in here talking trash? Damn. So they sit down and they talking about bringing up the whole situation. Now, Nell, I'm going to get in your ass. First of all, your name is Nell. Why? I don't like it. I didn't know if her name was Nell, N-E-L. I could get that. But her name is literally Nail. Like, I'm going to hit the head on the nail on the head. That's her name. But I feel like Nail is doing too much to try to get a part of the cast. And Chris is just sitting off to the side like, I ain't messing up my business deals with nobody. I want y'all to see that I ain't saying nothing. I ain't a part of this. I don't want no parts. And he probably going to make sure that his wife don't do too much. Because he going to be like, okay, not too much. Because I need to do things with these people. And Melody is a very successful business person. So I want to keep my good graces with her. So don't you pipe it on down now. You hear? Okay. So she's sitting there like, you know, they're talking about Martell and him dating Sheree and all this, that, and the third. And then Nell is like, yeah. Well, and they ask, you know, how does Mel feel about that? First of all, it's real fucking funny how y'all want to ask how Mel feel about something, but none of y'all ask her how she feels about how Martell treats her. None of y'all ask about how she feels about, you know, him taking her to court to take her children. None of y'all ask her how she feels and how she's moving forward in this divorce. But all of y'all seem to be sitting here excited, pumping up the fact that Martell has moved on and he's dating somebody. What a clusterfuck of individuals y'all are. Y'all are nobody's friends. Period. None of y'all. And I don't even know how Mel could even put her 2 feet under well pedicured toes under any table with you bums. I can't. These people, Tisha like delights in, and she's so insecure. I didn't bring up the fact that in the first scene, she was like, Tiffany feels like she could get away with saying anything she wants to people because she's pretty. No, Tiffany don't even exude. Now, Tiffany attractive? Absolutely. Is that her hair? Yeah. But she don't even seem like the type of person to care about her looks and all of that stuff. She don't care about that stuff. You care about it. Tisha is so insecure, it comes out of her pores. Because why are you even bringing that up? Tiffany ain't never gave us no inclination that she remotely cares about how she looks. And no shade, but that's shown in how she dressed. She don't give a damn about glitz and glam and all that. I see her wearing her natural curly hair most of the time because that means she probably done did a wash and go and gone. She don't care. Lewis don't like it. He love it. She don't care about what none of y'all think. Tisha is very insecure. All she cares about is looks and how she's always sizing herself up against the next woman. And if somebody remotely looks better than her or is getting any more attention than her, then she want to try to go and tear them down as best as possible, like she doing in this scene, trying to do with Mel. But she looks so dumb because every single time Mel sit down next to her, she completely overshadows her without even trying. And I think Tisha can't stand it. She can't stand that Melody commands the room without even trying or giving out a possible order. She can't stand it. And my thing is, if you can't beat them, just try to join them, sis. Why are you so busy trying to make Mel, in that whole scene, she tried to make it look like, oh wait, I want to make Mel think that I'm not trying to make her feel uncomfortable by asking her, are you uncomfortable with us having this conversation? And Mel is like, because Mel comes in and they're talking about this whole thing, and Nail, manicure Nail, she talks about, Tisha was like, yeah, how does Mel feel about Martell dating? Does she know Sheree? Like, have they talked? And Nell was like, I don't think Mel really has any concerns about who he's dating, but she isn't really ready to talk about who she's dating either. First of all, Tisha didn't ask if Mel was dating anybody. And if she did, you shouldn't be offering that information as her friend. Ain't nobody ever gonna come and ask me shit about one of my friends, and I'm gonna be offering y'all the information. I'm gonna be like, as soon as you ask me, I'm gonna be like, what makes you think that you feel comfortable enough asking me that? You can ask her. I don't have nothing for you. That's my response. Because what I'm not about to be doing is kikiing and talking about my friends to you. Especially when Mel obviously has very candid conversations with Nell. Because that was her and Chris was who they would go to when they were having marital issues. So I feel like Nell is getting that TV bug where she wants to be seen. So she's doing a whole lot of extra on here, talking a little bit too much, if you will, trying to get in the mix with the group. And this ain't what you want now. This ain't the group that you're trying to get in the mix with, because half of their asses need to be fired, if you ask me. Starting with Tisha and Stormy. Because Tisha absolutely provides nothing. Now, Marcel is the one that carries it for both of them. She's just a, oh, okay, well, if Marcel's going to be here, then I guess we'll keep Tisha. That's really what it is with Tisha. She brings absolutely nothing but haterade. And don't nobody want to watch her hating on everybody, every scene, face all screwed up. And I don't even think that Tisha realizes how attractive she is. She needs to live in the beauty within herself and be authentic. Stop being fake, because then that makes you look real ugly. Because you're so worried about sizing yourself up against everybody around you. Just let everybody be their beautiful selves in a group. Don't compare yourself. I have, let me tell y'all something. As a woman, I've gotten out of that, comparing myself. Because let me tell y'all something. I ain't never really compared myself to no damn body, because I don't give a shit about none of y'all. Really. I don't give a damn about nobody's opinion of me. I don't care what people are saying about me. If you can't say it to my face, then whatever. You thinking about me and I'm not thinking about you. I think Tisha cares too much about what other people think about her, and that's her problem. It comes out of her, and that's how she interacts with other people, and that's why she being so shady in this moment when Mel's sitting at the table asking, "Oh, are we making you uncomfortable?" And Mel was like, "Y'all ain't never gonna make me uncomfortable. Where the food at? Because I really don't give a damn about none of this stuff y'all talking about." So when Mel goes to get her food and comes back to the table, Stormy is like, "Oh yeah, y'all talked about all the other stuff, but y'all didn't talk about this." She was so pressed to bring up the fact that somebody that Sheree possibly said that Mel was a fan of hers, which Tiffany was the one that made it seem like that. Sheree just said Mel and her and Tank took a picture together. Tiffany was the one that made it seem worse than what it really was. So Stormy all like, "Yeah, guys, let's talk about this. So are you a fan of Sheree, Mel? Because, yeah, she made it seem like you were her fan. Stormy, are you a fucking fan? Because you was in her basement, dropping it low, dropping down and getting your eagle on in her basement, pressed. Okay? And you was pressed to be Mel's friend so you can get on this show. You was pressed to try to get on Bell Collective. Girl, go sit down, because you like, Stormy, for you to be so successful, you are so trash. I can't stand her. And I liked Stormy in the beginning. I wanted Stormy to be on this show in the beginning, but now she is really showing me that she is very trash. She do so much to try to be seen, but you really need to be in the back. This really shows why Carlos didn't want you on the show in the beginning, why he really wasn't checking for you. And right now, he's just using you as a puppet to try to get under Mel's skin, because we all know Carlos King don't really fuck with Melody like that. He really don't. So he trying to use whoever he can on this show to get under this lady's skin. So boo and bye to you, Stormy. You're trash. I can't stand her. And I loved when Mel came in with the one-hitter quitter. She said, "Oh, well, I'm so sorry. What are you talking about?" "No, I was speaking. Yeah, I was one of the main speakers at the event." Yeah. And yeah, Eva Marcel was there too. Basically, like, yeah, there were other stars there too. Like, what the hell are you talking about? And I was speaking. This was a paid gig for me. And yeah, I took a picture with Sheree. Yeah, she took a picture with me. How about that? And my thing is, it's okay to be a fan of somebody. If you like Sheree, cool. But I'm pretty sure Sheree she didn't have people standing in line taking pictures with the way that ashy bun on her head looked. I think I still got the pictures, y'all. Yeah, Sheree, that bun, her edges wasn't even laid, child. She wasn't trying to be like taking no pictures with nobody in this picture. I think it was just oh wow, Mel, you did a great job speaking. And Mel was probably like, oh, you're selling your book? Okay, cool. Let's take a picture. We both were at this event. That's what it looked like to me. So Mel was doing her thing, speaking on the main stage. Get into the same outfit. This is the same day. So I don't understand why Stormisha is doing the freaking most up here. She was too quick to try to smile and be all pressed to bring it up. And then she looked real dumb when Mel came out with that bazooka quit on your ass. And she was like, oh no, I was speaking. Were you there? Were you paid to be there? Because I was. Oh, okay. And Stormy and everybody else at the table looked dumb as hell. And I'm so glad Mel brought that up. So now we're at the point where everybody looks stupid. Mel has already, put her enemies to rest. She's finished her plate. And in comes Marcel and Martell. So Marcel and Martell come over because Tisha at first was like, I don't know if Marcel's coming because, he's having some issues with Tiffany right now. First of all, don't come to my baby shower talking shit. If you got an issue with me, don't come in my house. You can Amazon your gift to me like everybody else. How about that? Okay. So then Marcel comes in, and Melody was like, oh, gotta go. Peace out. God bless you on your journey, because what y'all won't do is force me to film with this mother. And Marcel comes in hugging everybody, and then he comes and greets Mel, and then he has an attitude talking about, well, I'm just going to go out here and talk to Lou because now and get this over with because Mel, she running off and acting like she don't want to be around me. Are you shitting me? Like, really? I can't with this man. At this point, you are suing this lady for her children, for y'all kids. You trying to get full custody. You trying to take her for child support. And you think that I'm supposed to come up and have a fruitcake for you and a smile? Are you totally mental? This is what tells me that this man has lost all of his marbles. He is absolutely Captain Stupid insane. How can you think that this lady is supposed to greet you with open arms when you come in the room? The delusions of grandeur are really crazy right now. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. So Mel zips on up out of there because she's like, what I'm not about to do is pretend like I like you. I'm definitely not. Definitely not. Not in front of these people. I don't even like these motherfuckers. So I'm damn sure not going to pretend. I've used all of my energy that I have left for pretending that I like people with these motherfuckers right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the hell up on out of here real quick. So she leaves. Martell, Lewis, and Marcel go outside to have a conversation. And this right here, this didn't even need to be continued at this point. So Lewis, they addressed the issues with Lewis, saying that, oh yeah, Tiffany was saying this and Tiffany was saying that. And, Lewis was like, yeah, well, Tiffany was telling me that y'all were like basically accosting her. Like both of y'all were like coming at her and whatnot. So y'all doing all of this over a conversation with amongst two women? But I didn't like how Lewis kind of backtracked and said, yeah, apology for you and Sheree. Absolutely. It's definitely needed. I apologize. What was the need to apologize? This is a reality TV show. We're having conversations. We're talking about things. Martell, if you want to hide everything that you're doing in your life, get off this TV show. Because in order for this show to be authentic, you have to be real. If Sheree is a real part of your life right now, talk about it. Period. If Sheree is not really a thing, say she's not really a thing. But if she's not really a thing, why is this bothering you? That somebody asks her some questions about you. it shouldn't have even been this big of a deal. So Lewis is basically protecting his wife, and they're both looking at him like, why are you doing this? Yeah, because y'all not used to doing that. Y'all don't stand up for y'all wives. Y'all talk shit and embarrass them. You're not used to a real man that stands up for his wife, whether she's right or wrong. And I get it. Listen, you tell your wife that she's wrong in private, but you stand up for her in front of these two Mitches in front of you. Because that's exactly what Martell and damn Marceau is. I don't know who Marceau thought he was with this jean jacket on, coming up in here thinking he was on the Run the World tour with Beyonce like he Jay-Z. But sir, you shouldn't have even been in the situation. Sitting up here calling his wife names, telling her she's a Karen, and then explaining to Lewis what a Karen is. And even Lewis was like, why are you even involved? And why do you care so much? Then here comes Maurice and his bobblehead light bright ass coming outside, making shit worse like he always does. I don't know why everybody thinks that Maurice is such a problem solver, but it seems like every time he comes around, shit gets worse. That's what it looked like when Maurice comes around. You know what? I feel like they didn't have nothing to film about, really. So everybody want to dive into this whole drama with Tiffany. That's what it is. Tiffany is going to be everybody's storyline this season. Stormy out on a rock and a ledge by herself trying to conjure up a storyline because she really wants her storyline to be her hating on Mel, but Mel won't give her she won't extend the olive branch to let her do it. She keeps on paying her dust. So Stormy is pissed off about that. Nobody is really invested in this whole she don't want to have another baby story situation. Why we haven't revisited that? We talked about that one time in one episode. We on episode 9. We ain't go back to her and her husband talking about what's really going on with them and their business. All I've seen is Stormy being messy, trying to find a way to have an issue with Mel. And I'm like, Stormy, we haven't even seen you and Mel having too much of a good time together yet for you to be on here trying to be her nemesis now. You're trying to replace Destiny. And it's not cute because what you're really about to do is really replace Destiny off this cast. Keep it up, girl. Keep it on up. So again, Maurice comes outside. You know, he ain't helping the situation. Lewis was about to put hands on Martell because he was like, I don't have to come to you. Because Lewis was basically telling him, why don't you come? You should have just came to me and had the conversation, which he should have. And so he's basically telling them, well, I'm going to come to your wife, Marcel. I'm going to come to her and have a conversation. And Marcel, no, you not. Okay, well, why is it okay for you to bump your gums and talk to his wife, especially when what didn't even have nothing to do with you? But he can't go to Tisha and have a conversation? You lost your goddamn mind. That's exactly what you did. PSR 076 says, I didn't like the color of her wigs last night because I think she wants to look like Mel. Child, well, if that's what she want to do, neither her nor Mel need to be wearing them damn wigs that color. Okay, because Tisha looked a hot-ass mess. And I ain't gonna lie to you, much as I love Melody, some of the wigs that she be wearing, like that damn straight back braid wig, I need her to take that and throw it in the trash and never wear it. Yeah, I need her to not ever do that again. So, Tisha, if you try and copy Mel, don't copy those things, okay? That's just that on that, okay? Mishi Love says, PSR 076, that's the only time when they look like they are enjoying each other's company. I must have missed some comments. Lee Pepper says, yep, Mel said he was cheating with multiple women. She gave him many chances. Yeah, but here's the thing. They're divorced now. So I need for the whole cheating and all this stuff, that needs to go. The problem is Martell is on this whole thing trying to get his image cleaned up, but he's not doing anything to clean it up. We see what you do. The show is not making you look like an angry black man, sir. You are an angry black man, and the camera can only take a picture of what it sees. The camera can only record what you're actually doing. Okay? And that's just that on that. Until he gets that through his thick head that he is the problem. It's not what people are saying about what he's doing. It's what he's actually doing. And he gets so consumed with people having something to say about what he's doing, about what he's saying, about the actions he's taking, and less consumed with not doing the actual act in the beginning. Nobody will have anything to say about anything that you're doing, saying, or any acts of creeding that you're committing against your ex-wife, all the stuff that you're trying to do to get these kids and use them against her, if you will. Nobody will have anything to say about any of that if you just wasn't doing it. And why are you doing it, one may ask? Because you are a trifling individual. And you don't know how to be anything different, and you don't want to learn how to be anything different. That's why you won't go to therapy. That's why you won't let a professional properly diagnose your ass and educate you on how to do better with your life. You don't want that. You just want people to bow down and be okay with your foolishness. You want people to sweep everything under the rug and tell you your shit don't stink, tell you you're amazing when you're not. And that's the problem. Be amazing so people can be telling the truth. And that's all I got to say about that. Lee Pepper says, ain't nobody friends on that show, and the women are all for the men. They have no loyalty to each other. Absolutely none whatsoever. Miss B is in the building. Miss B says Stormy should just stop trying to be shady. It always blows back in her face. Absolutely. 100%. Okay. Thumbs up, people. Yes, everybody like the video. Please, please. It is a free way to support me. Like the video. Also, y'all, ShayRenee.net. I have all healthy products. We now have free shipping on all orders over $75. So please, please visit my website, ShayRenee.net. I have healthy tea blends, sea moss gels, juices, okay, all the different healthy things. Summer is coming, so y'all go ahead and place your orders today. I'm over here making stuff after this video and before, okay? Moving on from that, Martell didn't even bring a gift. Child, I didn't see many of them walk in with no damn gift. Hell, did Mel walk in with a gift? Maybe they had the gifts outside or something. I don't know, child. But I can't imagine these people came up in here with no damn gift, child. Miss B says Melody ran from that table like the C-19 child was being served up for dinner when Martell came, child. Y'all know I love me some Miss B. That is my sis. She is so funny. Lee Pepper and Black, right. Yeah, because that's exactly what keeps them from talking. Martell and everybody else got stuff on each other, so they don't want to talk about nothing. But this is reality TV. If they want to keep this show going, that's what they need to do. They need to go ahead and realize, hey, we on TV. Let's just air it out. It's going to come out eventually. Narcissists live in fantasy land. They create. Absolutely. Miss B says Big Lushev just yoked up both Martell and especially Marcel since it had nothing to do with him. And his mouth was still slick. Yeah, like, why are you even talking? Why are you even in it? I don't get it. Jackie Terrell says, why is he so pressed when Sheree is a friend girl? Right. That's what I've been saying. I'm like, you're not invested in the relationship. You haven't done anything to make us feel invested in a relationship by calling her your friend girl. Like, Sheree, when she came over his house, it looked like that was the first time she'd been in that house. And why didn't she spend the night over there? Then even in that interview, I don't know if y'all caught it, the interview with Queen Sheba with Martell, he was like, I see my son every day talking about Knox. Is Sheree couldn't come over there because old Gatormouth lived with you? Is that the case? Does Gatormouth live with Martell? I would, inquiring minds would like to know. And if Martell is so bent on wanting to marry somebody by the end of the year, why didn't he ever say that Ariane was going to be the person he was going to marry by the end of the year? You keep on testing the waters with all these other people. If she living in your house, you don't have nothing bad to say about this chick. It must be that she knows something about you that you don't want out. So that's why he won't say nothing, and he don't want her taking him for child support. Because you keep on upholding her as this great mother, but you trash your baby mother that actually, your ex-wife that actually is a good mother. You trash her every 5 minutes as soon as you can. And it's not even real. It's lies. And you get caught in them every single time. But yet you want to put this woman on the forefront. Then you don't want to talk about Sheree. Sheree out here saying y'all in a relationship. but you calling her your friend girl. All of these people are full of shit. I can't. So throw them all away at this point. So they all the men end up going back in the house because they've come to some type of conclusion, I guess. Tiffany is in the house hyperventilating. She's got some things going on. I don't know if she was upset over what was going on outside and that caused her to be in distress. Or if she's just overwhelmed. I don't know, but thank God we know that baby Ace is healthy and here at this point. But if we didn't know that yet, I would be very concerned about her. This lady is 9 months pregnant. Like, yes, she's out here stirring the pot, but she is carrying a life. And I don't know what got her at that moment, feeling like that at her baby shower where she was just in distress. But prayerfully, they were able to do something to calm her down and, get her in a better position at the baby shower. It looks like in the next episode, they're going to show that they left the baby shower. And apparently, they had to take her to the hospital or whatever to get the care that she obviously needed. So, yeah, y'all, that's it. This episode, we're going to start rating the episodes from 1 to 10, y'all. I want y'all to rate the episode in the comments from 1 to 10. I am going to give this episode a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 because I feel like, let me bring up Shay B's comment first. I think he might live with her. Allegedly, I thought the house he was in was foreclosed. Yeah, I think they do live together, honestly. But, only time will tell. She'll come on and tell us eventually on one of her lives. And allegedly, they say that she just had a baby girl by him. That's why she's plump and thicker than a Snicker. But who knows? I don't know if that's true or not, child. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7. I see some of y'all are giving it. Diva Kika says 6. Michelle says 2. Ooh, a 2, child. Okay. It's a 4 for me, Sheila Wright says. Lee Pepper says a 6.999. I hear that. I'm gonna say 7 because I did enjoy, even though it was 2 scenes long, I did enjoy Kimmy talking about some of her struggles and actually being honest and transparent with Maurice. I did enjoy seeing that. I loved Mel giving it back to Stormy because Stormy really thought she ate by trying to say that Mel was a fan. And I loved the virtual bitch smack that she gave her in the middle of that table by letting her have it. I love how Tisha and all of them tried to be messy at the table and Mel was extremely unbothered. And I love seeing Lewis actually defending his wife. We need to see more of the men acting like men on this show. And I really love seeing Lewis. I love seeing him do that where it comes to Tiffany. Like, he's going to defend his wife. He's not going to embarrass her. He's not going to try to put her down in front of other people. And I think that, these men should learn from him how to celebrate your wife in public. And a lot of them don't do that. They don't do that at all. He's the only one that does that. He always talks about how smart Tiffany is, how educated she is, how much of a great businesswoman she is. And I can appreciate that from her and him. And I love seeing that. Tree says 3. Miss B says, I'm waiting on Melody to drop that new product and I'm ordering for the first time. My rating for this episode was a 5. Yes, girl, that body scrub that she has. I'm very interested in that facial scrub. The body scrub is amazing. Let me tell y'all something. I'm looking around like somebody. That body scrub is great for your booty. I'm just saying, you put it on, you rub it on your butt. It's gonna make your butt real soft. When your man trying to smack your ass, it's gonna make it smooth like a baby's butt. I'm just telling y'all, get that scrub. Okay, y'all seen Mel in the shower scrubbing it all over herself for a reason. Focus on that area right there and put it on your feet. Some of you women, you need to put some of that scrub up on your feet. Okay, it's summertime, and I don't want to see no hooves out here. You're hoofing it. Okay, scrub them in between them crevices. Okay, y'all get to 7th Avenue after you go to ShayRenee.net. Okay, after that, don't forget, because we do have free shipping. Shay B says, look, Miss B got me on here acting up. Shay B says a 6. Shorty D says 6. Montez Ward 6. 5.5 V Gordon PSR 076. Michelle says Big Lou is a gentleman. He absolutely is. And our hall gives it a 5. Yes, y'all. So listen, that's our ratings for the show. I don't know, y'all. You know, comment down below. Let me know, what is the future of this show? Do y'all think that the show is going to get any better? How do you feel about the show right now? Do you think it's good right now? What do you think that they need to make the show better? Okay. How can we make it more enjoyable? What things do you want to see? So many questions, and I want to see so many answers. So I will be watching the comments to get y'all responses and replies. So until then, please, please, please make sure you like this video. Subscribe to the channel, please, and thank you. Because listen, your girl is on the way to 4,000. I'm trying to get to 5,000 quickly after that. Help, help, help me. Okay, share my videos. Comment down below. What do y'all think about the videos? What do you think about me as a reviewer? Do y'all like my style? Okay, because I do this for y'all. I do this so that we can have a real conversation about different things. So please like, comment, subscribe, share this video with anybody else that is watching this show too. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.